A Michelin star is not just a recognition. For me, it has a profound impact on every aspect of the restaurant.
There's always place for improvement, so we continue always evolving, finding new techniques, new products.
Hello and welcome to Qatar 365 with me, Laila Humaira. On this episode, we'll whet your taste buds with a scintillating look at Qatar's culinary scene, from fine dining to the art of pastry making. But first, the wait is finally over. The Michelin Guide Qatar for 2025 has been announced and the stars have been awarded. A big night for Alain Ducasse as he adds another Michelin star to his name through the modern European restaurant IDAM. The second Ducasse restaurant in Qatar, Jiwan, also got a mention, and I got to take a look at what makes these two restaurants special.
Jiwan is a fitting name for the Alain Ducasse restaurant nestled inside Jean Nouvel's masterpiece. Meaning the perfect pearl, Jiwan is a gem in Qatar's culinary landscape. So it's only right that 4 million Swarovski crystals adorn the ceiling, reflecting the intricate details. And perhaps with the launch of Qatar's very own Michelin Guide, a worthy spotlight.
A big part of any dining experience is undeniably the ambience and design of a restaurant. Here at Jiwan, designers Koichi Takada architects paid tribute to Qatar's rich pearl diving heritage. And you can see it in the overall color palette. The earthy tones resembles the sand dunes. The carpeted floor that gradually goes from a light blue to a darker hue reminds us of the sea. And even the tableware has little details like a pearl inside a glass, all tying the theme together.
That Arabic influence is also infused into the food. And the man behind the menu is head chef Morgan Perigo. Today he's preparing one of his signature dishes, a tandoori dish featuring a fish found locally, the hamur.
So we mix it with the tandoori, then we stuff this fish mixed with a lot of things inside the naan bread, then we grill it at the barbecue. For me, it's one of the dishes that is representing a lot Jiwan and the Qatar.
Chef Morgan started his professional culinary journey at 16 years old and seeks inspiration everywhere he goes, even on his days off. Whether it's spending time at farms exploring local products or getting lost in the winding lanes of the souks, he's always looking for ways to spice up Jiwan's offerings. And while all the attention is on the Michelin Guide, Chef Morgan knows his work can't be defined by his childhood wish.
I will continue to do my best. I will continue to manage my team as before. I won't change. It's not because Michelin is coming that I will change. And I think it will be the wrong idea to change completely.
From the homey neutral colors of Jiwan, we head across the road to the Museum of Islamic Art, home to the first Alain Ducasse restaurant in Qatar. At IDAM, we're welcomed by the sophisticated and modern chic fittings of Philippe Starck. But the centerpiece of IDAM's architecture is what looks like a painting in the distance, the Doha skyline. And it's here that head chef Fabrice Rosso combines classic French fine dining with a contemporary flair. But to also run a restaurant with a no-alcohol policy, he had to get creative with the ingredients.
I would not say it's a challenge. It's very interesting because of that you have to think differently. So by example, the tannin of the red wine that are actually come from the skin of the grapes and the branches. So what we are being able to extract it, reduce it, and we use this as base to make sauce where there should be red wine.
Alain Ducasse is one of the most decorated chefs with a total of 18 Michelin stars awarded to his restaurants all over the world. Some would say his secret sauce is innovation and experimentation. But for Jiwan and IDAM, Michelin recognition aside, their mission is clear: to keep striving for excellence and make diners leave not just happy, but also looking forward to their next visit.
There's always place for improvement, so we continue always evolving, finding new techniques, new products, looking as well at how the markets work, and this is how you actually evolve.
So what does it take to manage Jiwan and IDAM, both of which are distinctly different but stay true to the Qatari identity with a European flair? I caught up with Jeremy Cheminade, executive chef at Jiwan and IDAM, to get his thoughts on Qatar's evolving culinary scene and the significance of the Michelin Guide. Chef Jeremy, thank you for having us here at Jiwan Restaurant.
Thank you.
As the executive chef of both Jiwan and IDAM, can you tell us more about the ethos of Alain Ducasse's approach to gastronomy and how that's reflected in both the restaurants?
Alain Ducasse's philosophy is focused on the essential, which is to highlight the perfect ingredients, providing them the perfect preparation, the perfect seasoning, the perfect cooking, and the perfect pairing as well. And that's what we are doing in both restaurants. We are also sourcing local products, from local farms. And it was to inspire, ideas for our new creation dishes. And even the beverages, we found there a lot of essential oil, which can be very interesting to use in our future mocktails. And what is making us different in the city, I think both restaurants are located in incredible location, with a stunning view and architecture. And this is making the difference in Doha.
And so there's a lot of buzz about the Michelin Guide. What are your thoughts about Qatar getting its own Michelin Guide? How will that impact the food and culinary scene here?
A Michelin star is not just a recognition. For me, it has a profound impact on every aspect of the restaurant. For the staff, it's a powerful motivator by inspiring everyone to push for excellence and perfection. A Michelin star is a mark of quality.
And on that note, other than Alain Ducasse, you have worked with many other Michelin-starred chefs during your career. So you know the inner workings of what a Michelin-starred restaurant looks like or how it works. So what are some of the biggest learning points or takeaways that you have learned from spending time in those kitchens?
When I arrived in my first position for Alain Ducasse, it was in Le Louis XV in Monaco in 2006, and I started all over from the beginning, like a new beginner. And it was very difficult. I've got technique skills, professionalism, and an excellent organization. I have also learned to always remember to be better than yesterday. It's very important in our job to question yourself, stay focused, creative, humble. Yes, Alain Ducasse used to say, plus je vois, moins je sais. That means the more I see, the less I know. And this sentence is always in the back of my mind.
From culinary roots to savory delights to something a little sweeter, Joanna Hoos enjoys a sugar rush as she explores the art of making traditional sweets here in Doha's Souq Waqif and tastes desserts crafted by IDAM and Jiwan's executive pastry chef, Lucas Frodenier.
For sweet tooths like me, Doha serves up a slice of sugary heaven. Desserts and pastries are part and parcel of Qatar's culinary heritage, with sweet shops and bakeries like Al Halab dotted around the city. Great news for your sugar cravings, not so much the waistline.
Sweets to the Arab culture is something that bring joy, tradition. Our main two bestsellers, it's our kunafa, that is crispy from the outside and cheesy from the inside, that gives you a taste of heaven. And the second one is the baklawa, that is made with authentic and high quality premium nuts, if you want, with a layer of crispy dough that's also amazing.
Al Halab has been selling Arabic sweets for nearly 150 years. They first opened in Lebanon in 1881, but due to popular demand have since opened here in Qatar. Now, they sell desserts from all over the MENA region, some are with a Qatari twist, and the cherry on the cake is that they've given me some to try.
It started in Tripoli, north of Lebanon, 1881, as a small run shop making Arabic traditional sweets, and it grew to become franchisee all over the world, especially in the GCC and the Middle East. While our sweets are deeply rooted into the Lebanese state, but we actually tailor some of the Qatari sweets just to respect their culture and their tradition as well.
For a more high-end experience, I head back to Michelin-starred IDAM to meet executive pastry chef Lucas Frodenier. Born and trained in France, his refined desserts reflect his French roots, but are also inspired by the Middle Eastern region he now calls home.
So we use all the best ingredients that we can find, or ingredients that nobody knows. Like we'll work with maybe camel milk, like the small flour that we can find in the desert here, all the spice and all the diversity of food that you can have here. But I will keep some touch or some technique that I use in French for sure.
In some restaurants, dessert is treated as a bit of an afterthought, but not here at IDAM, where the final course is integral to the tasting menu. A perfectly sweet finish to a carefully crafted dining experience.
For me, pastry is something that you don't need, but you will crave for. You don't need to have any desserts, but you will take it. In IDAM, when you have this kind of menu, like you will go with 6 or 8 plates, of course it's obvious that the dessert will be mandatory at the end. You need to have it. This is the sequence of the experiences.
Proof is in the pudding, as back in Souq Waqif, I definitely don't need another pastry, but with a selection like this, who can blame me for having another one? A celebration on a plate and a perfect reflection of Arab hospitality, where sweets are as much about taste as a sense of community.
In our culture, sweets are not just food. Sweets are a way to bring people together, family together, friends together. It's a way of connection between the whole community.
The introduction of the Michelin Guide will enhance the reputation of restaurants in Qatar and elevate the culinary scene even further. We hope you've enjoyed going on a gastronomic journey with us, but that's all the time we have for now. For more, check out euronews.com and connect with us through our hashtag. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Qatar 365.